Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with various wins. In this video I will talk to you on how I would like you to approach the specific holes. Obviously you don't have to do exactly what I'm saying, but there is a plan with the things that I'm talking about. Make sure to check out the info box on the right hand side for the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. If you do enjoy the free content here on the channel, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. For those of you that do want to take that little extra step, look for our premium guides. The premium guides can only be found on patreon.com/golf-tommy. You have the link in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code. You don't have to be a top tier player to benefit from using guides in this game. We do have guides that ranges from all type of players, and for those that are, generally winging it, and for those that are extremely detailed. We take a lot of pride in helping thousands of players every single season in Golf Clash. So sign up and try for yourself how we will help you improve and have more fun with the game of Golf Clash. Now let's go to hole number 1. So for hole number 1, this is gonna be a very good chance for an eagle. And I would say if you're playing for gold banners, this is a hole that you're gonna have to eagle regardless what wind direction you have. Start by adding 4.5 bar topspin and 1 right spin ball guideline center down the fairway, and we are adjusting maximum distance plus 10. Using the extra mile here helps us having the distance even in headwinds, but obviously those of you that do play with higher level clubs, especially with the rock and the quarterback, can use that club instead for better accuracy and therefore prevent bad grades to go into the rough. Now, second shot gonna be played with a thorn. And the reason I want to play with a thorn is due to the fact that I want to have the first bounce on the fringe or just on the green. The reason I don't want to bounce on the fairway before that is because that spot is unfortunately very glitchy. So it's going to be somewhere between 2 to 5 bars of backspin depending on how long your drive is. And then you need to measure the club distance, meaning that you go to minimum distance, then you go to maximum distance to judge the club distance that you're going to use. Minus 10% elevation is the correct elevation here, and the reason we play minus 10 is something you will notice now when it's time to take the shot. You can see that the pin stands above, like further up than where the ball is at the moment. So what that means is that we are playing uphill, and the ball will then be affected less by the wind. Now, perfect ball is getting in the hole. I was a little bit lucky because I did have some underpower on that shot too. But this is a fairly simple eagle to get, but obviously need it perfect on the second shot. Hole number 2 is going to be a tough one to drop an albatross on, and that's because we're going to have to play with a lot of elevation for the second shot. Par 5s is always tougher to drop than par 4s and par 3s, then in my opinion. Adjust max plus 10, we play with 4.5 bar topspin and 2 bars of left spin. The goal is to get the ball to be staying safely on the fairway. One thing that I would like you to have in mind is that if you do not have the Grizzly level 7 or better, I would suggest to play shorter than what I'm doing here in the video. And the reason for that is that I would rather want to play with a sniper with a better ball guideline than having to play with a Goliath or a Grizzly or a B52 that does not have a good ball guideline. Because if we don't have a good ball guideline, this albatross will be even less possible than what it already is. So we're gonna play 20% elevation and true club distance number. And even if I played with the Goliath here in the video, the info box, I've added the sniper just because the sniper is going to be the better club to play here to maximize the chance for an albatross. Center the ball and hit perfect, and once again, even if we do have a crappy ball guideline, we're still going to have the possibility to get a drop. But hitting a great ball with a Goliath is almost like clicking the forfeit button, because that's gonna be nowhere near a drop here, because a Goliath with its bad accuracy, that's gonna move way left or way right if you do hit a great ball. In the end though, it's gonna be a simple eagle, and that's what matters the most. For hole number 3, the best way to get an hole-in-one here is to play a rough bump. And unfortunately, this rough bump is a bit risky. And the reason for that is that we're playing on a very small strip of rough. And the reason I wanted to play this shot for you is to show those of you that are watching this video the best possible chance for an hole-in-one. If you're looking to just get a birdie, and I'm saying just get a birdie because on par 3s is where you win tournaments. There is also where you can make a difference in making the weekend round or not. But let's say that you're not interested in making not interested, but let's say that you do want to secure the birdie without taking any risks. Then bounce on the fairway up towards the pin. You will most of the time not get an hole-in-one, but you will at least get yourself a birdie. Adjustment 20% through club distance. I do need to adjust a little bit more here in this wind angle to get this ball to drop. The spin that I'm using is to have spin to pin to make sure to simplify the adjustment as much as possible. So for hole number 4, this is gonna be a perfect hole to play with the big topper. So it doesn't matter what level you have the big topper in, here we should be using that club. Why? It's because of its topspin. You can see that I'm using all the topspin that I can, combined with having then the ball guideline pointing towards the bunker. Looks strange, but the fairway is sloping left to right, or having a slope that gets the ball to go left to right there. The goal is to have the ball roll past the bunker and the rough on the left, and obviously on the right too, and end up on the fairway for a short iron to pin. I'm playing with a power 3 ball in headwind. In crosswind, a power 2 ball is enough. In tailwind, you can even play with a power 0 or power 1 ball. Adjustment max +5, then we go with outside wall curl to the right, bounces on the fairway, and now we're playing a close line, which obviously involves the risk of clipping the rough. But as we do have a lot of topspin, we are going to get ourselves down there to get ourselves a short iron. So if we do clip the rough, we're gonna be playing somewhere between the medium and maximum distance to pin. If we don't clip the rough, it's gonna be more towards minimum or medium distance of our club instead. So always check the club distance, and then you estimate then, and then you make your adjustment. Ball guideline to the hole. I play this one 10% elevation if we are on that hill there. If we do fall even further down, I play no elevation on the second shot. Not using any spin with a thorn. The spin somewhat, yeah, you can decide whatever spin you want to go with. But me personally, when I play with short irons on an open fairway like this, I believe playing without spin helps you get better control of how to read the bounces. And you can see here that we're getting that one super duper close. Very unlucky to lip that one out on the left hand side. Hole number 4 here is somewhat similar to me than hole number 1. Maybe a tad harder. But it's still going to be a par 4 that you're going to have to drop if you're going to have anything to do with winning the tournament. Take your game to the next level with our Alpine Peaks Ultimate Tournament Hex Guides Expert and Master Division. Tailwinds only is what we're going to have, and obviously we know that it might not be straight tailwinds, but at least beforehand it's going to be exciting to look forward to some of the holes where we can send it and get ourselves some par 4 hole-in-ones or par 5 hole-in-ones, which is also called a condor. Hole number 2 was the hole that I luckily got myself a condor way back in the day. So I'm super excited about that. So if you do want to join in the fun and ping some balls together with us at Team Tommy, then you sign up at patreon.com/golfclashtommy via the link that is in the description down below, or you scan the QR code. There you can find our packages for expert and master, obviously for tour play and for checkpoint challenge if you would so like as well. And you can try for yourself how it is. The important part to have in mind though is that you're not just investing in a guide, you're investing in yourself to become a better player, and also to become a better player whilst you spend less time actually playing, because a guide helps you not having to spend time in practice mode to spend balls, tokens, and obviously then time to improve, because we have already done that work for you. So sign up and try for yourself and see that you will become a better player. On hole number 5, there is multiple ways of playing this hole. You can play a rough bump, it's a skinny one, but it is, in my opinion, the best way to get a hole in one. But even this here with a Goliath, that rough bump with a Goliath for me is a little bit too risky as in general, because a great ball there is absolute death, and therefore we're playing down there on the fairway, having no spin here, ball guideline pointing towards the hole. And then we're gonna play 15% elevation, medium distance. I'm using them all in as we are not really in the need of any, you know, we have a low wind already, and we don't really in the need of any side spin or a good amount of side spin here. So we're trying to keep it cheap and simple. Is the recipe here on this hole, because this is a tough par 3 regardless what way you're playing. Unfortunately, we need a little bit of topspin here to get that ball to roll up towards the pin. But in the end, safe birdie, hole number 5. Not my favorite par 3, I'm not gonna lie. There is chances, but I would say that the best chance would come from being as most aggressive, but then playing a bounce over on the fairway will equal a birdie most of the times with a chance for an hole-in-one. Hole number 6, and this is gonna be probably the most boring of the Grünberg Slopes here, as we are looking to just secure the eagle. Here you can see that I'm suggesting the extra mile in the info box to the right. I want to start with that one, as playing with extra mile, Thor's Hammer or Apocalypse that do have at least 6 bars of topspin is going to be better than playing with the big topper from a lower level. But if extra mile, if you have an extra mile that only have 4.5 bar topspin, for an example, then the big topper is gonna be the better club due to more topspin, because the further up we get on the fairway here with the drive, the better it's going to be for the second shot. And once again, we are only playing this one for an eagle, as this hole is positioned in a very weird way, which I can, or let's say like this, I can promise you that there will be more birdies on this hole than there will be albatrosses when we summarize this tournament. So we're playing it safe, taking our eagle, and not trying to risk anything here, or at least risk as little as possible. The big dog or cataclysm or any other wood club or that gives you power, so choose the wood club with the most power possible to get yourself safely to green without having to go with a lot of overpower. 10% elevation for the second shot, and if we are in max distance, which we are here, we're gonna play it max distance number as well. 3/4 of a ball in curl to the left, 2 bars of left spin. The more left spin you have, the less curl you're gonna be needed to use. And you can see here, we're playing the ball down to the green, and even though we are kind of close, the albatross is not to be expected here. Take the eagle and be done with it. Hole number 7 offers 2 alternatives here in my opinion. One, we can go for a rough bump, but I would say that the rough bump is more preferred if you do have a straight crosswind or a tailwind, then you can reach with your sniper. Other than that, we're gonna do a bounce over if we do have a headwind. So you can see here now that I'm leaving the ball guideline short here, and this is a sniper level 6, which obviously complicates things, especially when using a pretty crappy ball guideline. But having a sniper 7 or a sniper 7 or better, you will have a ball guideline to the hole there. Medium distance plus 15 is what we are looking for here on this hole. And adjustment is made, and we do have our navigator ball to reduce the wind a little bit. I think there's value to that, especially if we do have a headwind. Crosswind and tailwind doesn't really matter that much, but especially in headwind, due to the compressed ball guideline, it's much more helpful to do have a little wind resistance to get that one to work in the best way possible. Right that pin for a beautiful hole-in-one on the par 3, which I do believe you will see the most hole-in-ones of the 3 offered here in the upcoming tournament. Even if hole number 8 is a par 4, this is gonna be a tough one to manage to play consistently for an eagle. And the reason for that is that if we can't do this type of shot that I'm somewhat trying to display first, meaning that we are pushing the ball to get down to the final fairway, then we're gonna have a very high elevated shot, which is going to cause issues in terms of consistency. So if you do have a tailwind like this, and if you do have a driver like the Extra Mile level 4-5 or better, and obviously I go for the Thor's Hammer or the Apocalypse as well, then I would recommend to push to get the ball down as close to green possible. If having crosswind or headwind that won't be possible, then we're going to have to play the way that I'm going to display here now as the main play. Not the big topper, that's going to be the wrong club to use. We do want to use the quarterback here for its accuracy and for its good ball guideline, especially in the higher levels. Getting it down to around 270 yards is going to be perfect, because the second shot here gives you then two options. One, you either bounce on the fairway using the sniper or your long iron of your choice, or you can go a rough bump like we're doing here with the Goliath level 6. And it's not that what can I say? Goliath is not a very accurate club, which obviously makes great balls be very bad, and it could cause a big amount of problems for you here. But as this is such a high elevated shot, and bouncing on the fairway is a very easy thing to understand on how to get close and how to get the birdie. But if you do want to have a better chance for an eagle, the rough bump is definitely something you should consider. However though, great balls once again will not be safe sometimes, and that's why this is just for display, just as an example play here on hole number 8. And we're getting this one super duper close of dropping it for an eagle on a tough hole such as hole number 8. For hole number 9, there is tons of value in going to the left side, so please try to avoid playing on the right hand side, because left hand side offers opportunity for an albatross, but right hand side offers only a way of playing down for an eagle. I'm playing with a katana ball here, as we don't really need more power. I would say that I would keep the katana even in headwind, but use a little bit of overpower to compensate for the less power. 4.5 bar top spin and 3 left spin. Adjustment is max plus 10. We push up to max, then I'm using 2 rings of overpower here to push the ball even further down the fairway. If you do have a club that can give you 6 bars of top spin, then use that, and you don't have to use any overpower at all. Because the only reason we're using overpower is because we only have 4.5 bar top spin on our drive. Second shot, we're gonna play with our sniper. This due to the great ball guideline, and here you have to have a decision to make. Either you play the rough bump, and the rough bump is going to be the best way to get a drop on, but it's obviously gonna be the way riskier version as well on this hole. So you can either go for the rough bump, or you can play just as normal on the fairway on the left and still have a chance for an albatross, just not as good. So as the play on the left, bouncing on the fairway, is in my opinion a little bit of a no-brainer, because it is such an open fairway and all of us will be getting an eagle even if we do have a very bad adjustment. But the rough bump, I think there is value to display just for those of you that do want to take a little bit more aggressive route, or at least have in the back of your mind that there is an aggressive way, a more aggressive way to play this hole. Bouncing into the rough, and it rolls down the fairway, and we're getting this one right at pin for a beautiful albatross here on hole number 9. 10% elevation, true club distance number. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division, here with various wins, giving you my best advice on how to attack and these holes that we are playing. You can find more free content on our website golfclashtommy.com, but if you are a player that are looking for premium content, then you should go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to check out our premium guide for tournament, tour play and checkpoint challenge. You can see for yourself there how much that will improve your game and make you a better player, because that's what it's all about. I want you to enjoy the game even more, and that you can do together with our premium guides. Sign up, try for yourself, and see how that will help you out. Again, link in the description down below, or you scan the QR code to go to the platform. Thank you once again for watching. I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.